The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is widely regarded as a landmark project in music history, celebrated for its emotional depth, genre-blending sound, and Lauryn Hill's undeniable talent. After listening to the album in full, it's clear that this body of work is powerful, thoughtful, and musically beautiful, but not without its flaws, especially when viewed strictly through a hip-hop lens. Lauryn Hill uses this album as a platform to express her personal journey through love, heartbreak, motherhood, faith, and the pressures of fame. Songs like X Factor, To Zion, and Nothing Even Matters show her at her most vulnerable and heartfelt, showcasing vocal performances that are nothing short of breathtaking. These tracks resonate with raw emotion, driven by her angelic voice, and supported by soulful, well-crafted production. Hill's ability to both rap and sing has long been praised as a rare gift, and she demonstrates that duality throughout the album. Tracks like Lost Ones and Doo Wop show her confidently switching between rhymes and melodies, proving she's a multifaceted artist. Doo Wop, in particular, stands out as an infectious and upbeat track with a deeper message that warns men and women alike about falling for superficial partners. Meanwhile, Forgive Them Father and Superstar dive into themes of betrayal and the toxic nature of the music industry, with Hill offering commentary from a place of personal experience. These songs reinforce the introspective and message-driven nature of the album, blending social consciousness with artistry. However, while The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is a great album, it's often overhyped by the hip-hop community as one of the greatest rap albums of all time. The reality is that the majority of the album leans heavily into R&B and soul, with Hill singing on nearly 80% of the tracks. While her singing is often phenomenal, her rap performance doesn't quite match that level. Her lyrics, though heartfelt, tend to be fairly simple, and her rhyme schemes lack the complexity and sharpness associated with elite lyricists. Tracks like Final Hour and Every Ghetto, Every City fall a bit short lyrically, and her flow occasionally feels uneven. Additionally, some of the songs repeat similar themes, particularly surrounding heartbreak, which can make a few moments on the album feel redundant. Another point of contention is the use of skits throughout the project. While they're meant to tie into the album's overarching concept of Lauryn learning life lessons outside the traditional classroom setting, they often interrupt the flow and don't always add meaningful value to the listening experience. That said, the conceptual nature of the album is still commendable. It's clear Lauryn put her heart into every aspect, from the songwriting to the sequencing and structure. In conclusion, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is a bold, emotionally rich, and musically stunning debut that left a lasting impact on both R&B and hip-hop. Lauryn Hill's talent as a singer is undeniably elite, and her lyrical content touches on deep universal themes that have allowed this album to resonate across generations. However, when discussing it as a rap album, it falls short of the technical excellence and lyrical prowess found in top-tier hip-hop projects. As a result, while the album deserves its praise as a cultural and musical milestone, its reputation as a definitive hip-hop classic is somewhat inflated. Lauryn Hill's legacy is still secure, but in truth, this project is more of an R&B masterpiece than a rap magnum opus.
Please respond when I call your name. Kevin Charles, Jarvis.
The intro sets the conceptual foundation for The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. It opens in a classroom setting with the teacher taking attendance, only to realize that Lauryn Hill is absent. This clever premise directly ties into the album's title, suggesting Lauryn is either rejecting or redefining traditional lessons in favor of her own truths and experiences. While the idea is strong and thematically relevant, the execution leaves something to be desired. The intro itself is short and not particularly engaging, and the recurring classroom skits that appear throughout the album tend to drag the momentum. Rather than adding depth or cohesion, these segments feel repetitive and underwhelming, often taking away from the emotional and musical impact of the songs that precede them.
Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill.
It's funny how money changes situation. Miscommunication lead to complication.
Lost Ones kicks off the album's music with power and precision, immediately showcasing Lauryn Hill's remarkable versatility. She seamlessly blends sharp, confident rap verses with melodic finesse, making it clear that she's just as comfortable flowing over a beat as she is singing a hook. The production is minimal yet infectious, driven by a catchy head-nodding rhythm that complements her commanding presence. Conceptually, the song is layered and clever. Lauryn raps from the perspective of someone who's typically seen as a winner, yet here she flips the script, asserting that she's the one who dealt the loss. This narrative can be interpreted both personally and professionally. It's a bold declaration of independence and dominance, especially fitting as she steps into the spotlight with her solo debut. Many fans and critics believe this track is a direct shot at her former Fugees bandmate Wyclef Jean, adding a deeper level of tension and emotional weight. Whether taken as a diss track or a personal statement, Lost Ones is a powerful opener that sets the tone for the rest of the album. Raw, honest, and unapologetically Lauryn.
You might win some, but you really lost one. It could all be so simple.
X Factor is one of the most emotionally resonant and beautifully crafted tracks on the album. Lauryn Hill delivers a stunning vocal performance, pouring her heart into every note with a raw vulnerability that's impossible to ignore. Her voice has an angelic quality here, soft, soulful, and full of aching emotion, which elevates the song's impact. The concept centers around a toxic, one-sided relationship, and the pain is palpable in both her lyrics and delivery. Lauryn expresses the frustration of loving someone who doesn't return that love equally, leading her to question her own patterns and choices. The song captures the spiral of self-doubt and heartbreak that comes with emotional imbalance in a relationship. What's particularly striking is how the lush, almost dreamy production contrasts with the sadness in the lyrics. The instrumental is smooth and mellow, yet it complements the melancholy perfectly, creating a bittersweet atmosphere. X Factor is not just relatable, it's timeless. Lauryn's performance is unforgettable, and the song stands as a powerful reflection of vulnerability, strength, and emotional truth.
No matter how high we grow, you always seem unsure what the balance held. I touch my belly overwhelmed.
To Zion is one of the most heartfelt and deeply personal tracks on the album. Lauryn Hill delivers yet another breathtaking vocal performance, filled with passion and sincerity. You can truly feel the emotion in her voice as she sings about one of the most pivotal moments in her life, her decision to have her first child. The song's concept revolves around the uncertainty and pressure she faced during her pregnancy. Lauryn reflects on how many around her advised against having the baby, fearing it would derail her blossoming career. Yet despite the doubt and external voices, she followed her heart, and what came from that decision was pure joy. The song is named after her son Zion, and through her lyrics, she expresses the overwhelming love and spiritual awakening she felt upon his birth. The production, featuring a graceful acoustic guitar and soft Latin-inspired rhythms, along with a guest appearance from legendary guitarist Carlos Santana, perfectly complements the emotional weight of the track. It creates a serene, almost sacred atmosphere that amplifies the song's message. To Zion stands as a powerful ode to motherhood, faith, and inner strength. It's one of Lauryn Hill's most beautiful and honest moments on the album, capturing the essence of unconditional love.
Now the joy of my world. 3 weeks since you were looking for your friend, the one you let hit it and never called you again. Remember when he told you?
Doo-Wop That Thing brings an energetic, upbeat vibe to the album, offering a refreshing burst of soul, funk, and hip-hop fusion. Lauryn Hill once again displays her incredible versatility, effortlessly switching between smooth melodic singing and razor-sharp rapping. Her flow is confident and rhythmic, while her vocals add a catchy sing-along quality that helped make this track a commercial success. Lyrically, the song takes on a clever and thought-provoking concept. Lauryn plays the role of a teacher or big sister, offering advice to both men and women about the dangers of chasing superficial relationships. She challenges listeners to see beyond physical desires and be mindful of people who don't genuinely have their best interests at heart. It's both a cautionary message and a cultural critique, delivered in a way that still feels fun and empowering. However, by this point in the album, the recurring classroom skits are starting to wear thin. While they do reinforce the album's core concept that Lauryn is missing traditional lessons in favor of learning through life, they tend to drag down the energy after such powerful songs. The skits can feel repetitive and at times disrupt the flow of the album rather than enhance it. Despite that, Doo-Wop That Thing remains a standout track. It's vibrant, catchy, and carries a meaningful message, all while showing off Lauryn Hill's unmatched range and charisma.
You know you better watch out. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on.
Superstar dives into the darker realities of fame and the music industry, offering one of the more introspective and socially conscious moments on the album. Lauryn Hill uses this track to question what truly defines a superstar, challenging the glorification of materialism, ego, and the corrupting influence of the entertainment world. The concept is powerful. Lauryn pushes back against the industry's shallow standards, suggesting that a real superstar should be someone who inspires others through authenticity and purpose, not someone who succumbs to the toxic temptations of fame. One of the most striking revelations comes when Lauryn admits that she never even sought fame in the first place. Her only true desire was to create meaningful, soul-touching music that could make a positive difference. Lauryn both raps and sings on this track, continuing to showcase her dual talents. While her rapping is confident and direct, her singing shines more brightly here, delivering emotional depth and warmth that elevate the message. This balance is consistent with much of the album. Her singing often carries a more lasting emotional impact than her verses. The instrumental is rich and soulful, in line with the smooth melodic production found throughout the album. It subtly complements the weight of the lyrics, while keeping the song engaging and musically satisfying. Superstar may not be the flashiest track, but it stands out for its message, sincerity, and timeless relevance in a fame-obsessed world.
I cross sands and distant lands, made plans with the sheiks. While you beef with freaks, well-written topic broken down into pieces. I introduce and produce words so confused. It's abuse.
Final Hour carries a darker, more ominous tone compared to earlier tracks, thanks to its moody instrumental and haunting background vocals. The production is layered and compelling, with subtle instrumental flourishes that give the track a cinematic feel. It sets the perfect atmosphere for a reflective and urgent message. Lyrically, Lauryn Hill explores the idea of living life to the fullest and staying true to your purpose, especially in a world full of distractions and moral compromises. The message is meaningful and consistent with the album's broader themes of self-awareness and personal integrity. However, the execution doesn't quite reach the emotional or lyrical heights of earlier tracks. Lauryn's rap performance feels a bit uneven. Her flow at times sounds disjointed, and some of her lyrics come off as overly self-important or preachy. While the intent is clearly sincere, the delivery lacks the polish and impact found in her stronger performances. Despite these flaws, Final Hour still adds value to the album through its message and atmospheric production. It's not a standout moment, but it does reinforce Lauryn's mission of prioritizing spiritual and personal growth over material success.
Lauryn Hill from Newark to Israel, and this is real, so I keep making the street bounce. When it hurts so bad, when it hurts so bad, when it hurts so bad, when it hurts so bad.
When It Hurts So Bad is a decent track, but it struggles to stand out in the context of the album, mainly due to its thematic and stylistic similarity to the earlier standout, X Factor. Once again, Lauryn Hill explores the emotional toll of loving someone more than they love her in return. The pain of one-sided love is front and center as she wrestles with heartbreak and emotional confusion. One of the most poignant lines, "Why does getting hurt feel so good?" captures the emotional complexity of toxic relationships. It continues Lauryn's pattern of pleading for clarity and resolution, making the track emotionally raw, but also somewhat repetitive. Vocally, her performance is solid, delivered with the same sincerity and vulnerability that she's shown throughout the album, but it feels too familiar. The tone, delivery, and emotional arc are almost parallel to X Factor, which makes this song feel like a lesser version by comparison. The production is smooth and soulful, but it doesn't introduce anything new or particularly memorable to elevate the track. Overall, while When It Hurts So Bad is emotionally honest and beautifully sung, it lacks the distinctiveness needed to make a strong impression, especially when stacked against similar and stronger material earlier in the album.
I cried and I cried and I cried as I look at what I've done.
I Used to Love Him brings Lauryn Hill together with fellow R&B powerhouse Mary J. Blige for a slow, emotionally driven track about heartbreak and empowerment. While the concept offers a refreshing shift, focusing not on longing, but on the strength found in walking away from a toxic relationship, the execution falls a bit short. Lauryn reflects on a past love with a sense of clarity and acceptance, expressing that she no longer regrets the decision to leave. It's a mature perspective that adds depth to the album's overarching themes of growth and self-worth. However, musically, the track leans heavily into R&B territory, which may not resonate with listeners who prefer Lauryn's more balanced blend of hip-hop and soul. Though Lauryn's singing is typically a strength, her vocal chemistry with Mary J. Blige isn't particularly smooth here. At times, their voices clash, rather than complement one another, which creates a slightly disjointed listening experience. The duet doesn't quite reach the emotional or sonic potential it seems to aim for. The instrumental is soft and restrained, appropriate for the subject matter, but ultimately feels just decent and doesn't elevate the track. Overall, while the message is empowering and the collaboration is notable, the track doesn't quite hit the mark sonically or vocally.
Stuck and frustrated, I waited, debated for something to happen.
Them not know what them do. They go to yai while I'm sticking like glue. Blink skin green while them.
Forgive Them Father is a standout track that blends Lauryn Hill's soulful singing and sharp rapping with a message that's both personal and political. Her performance here is strong across the board, her vocals are smooth and emotive, while her raps are focused and clear, making for a well-balanced and impactful delivery. The song's concept centers around betrayal and deceit, with Lauryn addressing those who pretend to support you, but secretly aim to bring you down. These individuals might be close friends, family, or even systemic oppressors, particularly those who harm or exploit Black people. Lauryn doesn't just call them out, she also frames their actions within a larger spiritual and moral context. The track draws inspiration from biblical themes, especially in its refrain, where Lauryn echoes Jesus' words, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." Rather than seeking revenge, she asks for divine mercy on their behalf, emphasizing growth, compassion, and spiritual clarity. The instrumental has a subtle reggae influence, adding warmth and rhythm that complement the song's reflective tone. Altogether, Forgive Them, Father is a thoughtful, lyrically rich track that highlights Lauryn Hill's ability to address serious issues with both grace and power.
Forgive them, Father, for they know. My mother always thought I'd be a star.
Every Ghetto, Every City finds Lauryn Hill looking back on her past with a nostalgic and reflective tone. Her lyrics paint vivid pictures of her upbringing, filled with both challenges and treasured memories. This storytelling adds a personal depth to the track, offering listeners a glimpse into the environment and experiences that shaped her. Vocally, Lauryn delivers a solid, heartfelt performance that carries the emotional weight of the song. Her singing is sincere and expressive, effectively conveying the bittersweet feelings tied to reminiscing about days gone by. However, the instrumental falls a bit flat in comparison. The production feels somewhat plain and lacks the richness and energy found in other parts of the album. This creates a disconnect as Lauryn's vocals clearly outshine the backing track, making the instrumental feel like it's holding the song back. Overall, while the lyrical content and vocal delivery have their merits, the lackluster production makes Every Ghetto, Every City a decent but not standout moment on the album.
You know it's hot, don't forget what you got. Nothing even matters at all.
Your love makes me so
Nothing Even Matters is a beautifully slow and relaxing track that offers a soothing respite amid the more intense moments on the album. Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo's voices blend seamlessly, creating a rich and intimate vocal harmony that feels both tender and deeply soulful. The concept of the song feels almost like a therapeutic conversation, a calming space designed to ease the listener's mind and relieve stress. Through their smooth delivery and gentle instrumentation, Lauryn and D'Angelo convey a sense of peace and reassurance that resonates emotionally. The production complements the vocals perfectly, with soft, understated instrumentation that enhances the track's tranquil mood without overpowering it. This song stands out as a serene highlight, showcasing Lauryn Hill's ability to convey vulnerability and connection through both her voice and songwriting.
nothing but you, nothing but you.
Everything is everything. What it means.
Everything is Everything delivers a powerful message of resilience and hope. Lauryn Hill breaks down the phrase to explain that, despite the hardships and struggles life throws our way, everything happens for a reason. Through trials and tribulations, maintaining hope and perseverance is what ultimately leads to growth and better days. The concept is both inspiring and relatable, making this track a motivational anthem within the album. The production perfectly matches this tone, blending dramatic, uplifting instrumentals that underscore the song's hopeful spirit without overshadowing Lauryn's dynamic performance. Vocally, Lauryn shines once again. Her rapping is confident and rhythmic, while her singing adds soulful layers to the track. This balance demonstrates her continued versatility and emotional range. Overall, Everything is Everything is a standout moment that uplifts the listener with both its message and musicality.
Our philosophy, possibly speak tongues, beat drums, Abyssinian Street. My world, it moves so fast today. the past, it seems so.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill showcases Lauryn's extraordinary vocal talent and emotional depth. Her voice is rich, passionate, and full of soul, every note conveying the intensity of her personal journey. The song's concept revolves around reflection and resilience. Lauryn candidly explores the hardships she's faced, acknowledging the pain and mistakes that have shaped her path. Yet rather than being defeated, these experiences fuel her willpower and determination to overcome and thrive. This track serves as a powerful statement, encapsulating the themes of growth, self-awareness, and strength that run throughout the album.
And deep in my heart, you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
As a bonus track, Can't Take My Eyes Off You is a delightful and soulful addition to the album. Lauryn Hill delivers yet another stunning vocal performance, effortlessly bringing warmth, charm, and passion to this classic love song. Her voice carries a mix of elegance and sincerity, making her version feel both timeless and refreshingly personal. The production is smooth and vibrant, complementing Lauryn's vocals perfectly. There's a nostalgic quality to the instrumental, yet it still feels modern enough to stand on its own. The track's upbeat tempo and catchy arrangement add an uplifting vibe to the closing stretch of the album. Lyrically, Lauryn expresses her inability to resist a certain man's allure, singing with such emotion that you can feel the infatuation in every line. It's romantic, joyful, and deeply human, rounding out the album with a sense of lightness and love.
I need you, baby. If it's sweet, tell him.
Lauryn Hill closes the album with Tell Him, a slow, soothing track that serves as a spiritual and emotional conclusion to her journey. The song is a heartfelt dedication to God, in which Lauryn expresses her deep appreciation for His presence in her life. It's a vulnerable and reverent moment where she acknowledges her flaws while reaffirming her faith. The lyrics reflect a sense of humility and inner peace, as Lauryn admits that she hasn't always made the right choices, but still believes she's guided and protected by a higher power. It's a personal declaration of love and trust in God, tying back to the album's themes of self-discovery, growth, and spiritual grounding. Her singing is gentle yet powerful, delivered with sincerity and emotional clarity. The production is minimal and relaxing, allowing her voice and message to take center stage. As a closing track, Tell Him leaves the listener with a sense of peace and reflection, making it a graceful end to a deeply personal album.
Tell him I need him.